It is time for my Springboks player ratings for their performance against the All Blacks in the first test of rugby's greatest rivalry at Ellis Park. Now, for these ratings, I've not written anything down, just their names. We're going to do the numbers now together. I'm going to do it right now, literally as the final whistle went. I did the match reaction. Go watch that one if you haven't yet. It's time for the player ratings. Now, in my opinion, I've had time to kind of settle now and think a little bit more. I mean, it's been like 15 minutes since the final whistle's gone, but the Springboks really were not at their best today. But there were still some very good individual performances. So we're going to do this very fairly. We're going to do this as accurately as possible, but of course these things is always up for debate. So if you guys do agree, let me know down below in the comments. If you guys do disagree, let me know as well. Let's talk about it. Of course, if you guys enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really appreciate all the support. We're trying to get to 10,000 100,000 subscribers, but of course we just enjoy making videos every single day. I really enjoy the feedback. I really enjoy the comments and all the conversations as well. The Springbok fans have been awesome. The All Blacks fans have been really awesome as well. But let's get right into it, starting off with Oxenchair. And for Oxenchair, I'm going for an 8 out of 10 because while he was on the field, he made such a big influence to the Springboks team. Very good with the scrummaging, very physical on defense, very good on attack as well. And in fact, I'm actually going for a 9 out of 10 for him. I'm going to change it from an 8 to a 9 because there's nothing more he could have really done. He dominated at set piece, he dominated at scrum time, he dominated at the breakdowns, he dominated the collisions. He was really good today. So I've gone for a 9 out of 10 for Oxenchair. There's really nothing more he could have done. He smashed people from early on in the game. He set the tone physically. He showed the intent that was supposed to be played with for 80 minutes for the Springboks. Of course, coming back from an injury, he was never going to play 80 minutes. So from what he did on the park, you have to give him a 9 out of 10. He was absolutely brilliant. But now moving on to number 2, Marx. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. I thought he was very good early on in the game. Faded away a little bit towards the end of the game. A few missed throws. I mean, I think one missed throw, now that I think about it, one bad missed throw. Got a few turnovers, did all right on the ground, but I thought early on in the game he played very well, but definitely faded away towards the end of the game. Now, I thought we were going to see a much better game from him, but still a 7 out of 10 is not a bad performance, and I don't think Marx for 1 second is one of the main culprits to why we lost the game. It was 100% a team performance and being outplayed by a great team like the All Blacks. Moving on to Wilco Louw, I'm going for an 8 out of 10. Once again, very good at scrum time. I was a bit 50-50 about his selection because I thought he just had some personal problems in his life. He hasn't been match fit right now, so I thought right now throwing him into the deep end like that wouldn't have been the best thing. But realistically, Oxenchair and Wilco Louw did the best they could to put the Springboks in the best positions possible. Now, do we expect him to win and dominate 100% of the scrums? We probably do, but they didn't because this is the top level of rugby. This All Blacks team right now grew into the game, scrummaged a lot better throughout the game, and you could see Oxenchair and Wilco Louw maybe right now are not at 100% where they can play 60 to 70 minutes, and they never will either because the way Rassie Erasmus likes to coach these guys, likes to make changes, they're never going to play more than 50 minutes, to be honest. Maybe Oxenchair will play 60 minutes down the line, but that's about it. So an 8 out of 10 for Wilco Louw. I mean, that guy's built like, I don't even know, he's built like a tractor. He's huge, and I was saying to my dad as well today, I actually don't think it's possible to push that guy back. So no wonder he doesn't lose scrums like at all. So very good performance from him at scrum time. Decent around the park. Maybe not as good as Oxenchair. So an 8 out of 10. Moving on to Etzebeth. This is where it gets tough because I thought Etzebeth was actually pretty good around the field today. So I've gone for a 7 out of 10. 2 very silly penalties early on, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because those penalties didn't actually have a massive impact on the outcome of the game. If they were crucial penalties at crucial moments, I would have given him a 5 or a 6 out of 10 for those, especially later on in the game. But he's also one of those guys coming back from an injury, coming back from a lengthy suspension as well. He looked pretty good, made a few very good tackles out wide, looked really mobile, really healthy, really explosive and energetic today. So for me, a guy that's been very critical of his performances recently, I'm going to go for a 7 out of 10 for Etzebeth. I thought he was one of the, not better guys, but above average guys in the Springbok team. Moving on to number 5, Wilco Louw. I've gone for a 6 out of 10. Probably one of his most quiet performances I've seen from him in a Springbok jersey. Almost had a knock on the try line. Just didn't look out of it today, but couldn't make his usual impact. And that has to be a credit to the likes of a Fabian Holland, to Bovai and those guys that kept most of the Springbok players really quiet today. Those guys from the All Blacks did a very good job today. You have to give them credit. So a 6 out of 10 for Ruan Nortje. Moving on to number 6, Paul de Villiers. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. Very busy around the park. Really good without being very great in my opinion. He had a very solid international game today, where I thought he was not one of the reasons why we lost the game. I thought later on in the game, silly decisions, silly team decisions, great play from the All Blacks. That's why we lost this game. So a 7 out of 10 for Paul de Villiers. Did what he could while he was on the field. Maybe didn't make the impact we were hoping for on the ground at the breakdown, but nonetheless, still a good performance. We will see a lot more of Paul de Villiers in the future. Moving on to number 7, Pieter-Steph du Toit, and that's exactly what I've given him, a 7 out of 10. Pretty solid today, very physical. Got a little bit bullied at times physically, it has to be said. Got smashed by Asafa Amua, got smashed a few other times in the contact. But that's the thing from Pieter-Steph du Toit. If he gets smashed, he's going to smash other people himself. And he did just that, running through contact sometimes, big collisions as well. I just don't like him as captain. I'm not saying that I don't like him. He's one of my favorite players. He probably is my favorite player. He's the most important player in the team, in my opinion. But I just don't like him being the captain right now. I think guys like Eben Etzebeth or someone else should be the captain, or a JC Kriel or someone, because I just want Pieter-Steph du Toit to play his game. And as much as I think he's a very good leader in the team, I don't think right now when it comes to managing the ref that he's as good as a guy like Siya Kolisi or that Eben Etzebeth can be. So not me saying anything bad about him. I think as a captain right now, he can internally be the captain, but I think regards to talking to the ref, don't think he was at his best today. Could have maybe been a little bit better. So a 7 out of 10 for him. But moving on to number 8, Jasper Wiese. Another number 9 here. I've gone for a 9 out of 10 for Jasper Wiese. This guy is a bulldozer. He is not one of the reasons the Springboks lost this game. He bulldozed through people. He bulldozed over people. I mean, Will Jordan the one time, I felt very sorry for him. But Jasper Wiese does not know how to quit. He does not know. He does not take no for an answer. And that's what we love about him. And he's come such a long way. Skill set, game-breaking ability, athleticism, pace. Just he's such a quality player. In my opinion, he is the best number 8 in the world right now. A 9 out of 10 for Jasper Wiese. But moving on to number 9, Grant Williams. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. Almost had a few incredible moments. The team just was lacking that finishing ability, finishing touches, the quality to just get it done. If you're a football fan, you know, sometimes the team can get you in the best position. The strikers just got to, the striker or the other guys in the team just have to put the ball in the net. The Springboks really had a few opportunities today where they just had to put the ball in the net and they just couldn't do it today. So a 7 out of 10 for Grant Williams. And now, moving on to number 10, Sasha Mngomezulu. I'm going for a 4 out of 10 for Sasha. I really thought it was a very poor performance from him, but there has to be a lot of reasonings for this. And I think one of the main reasons, rushed back from injury. Absolutely rushed back from injury. Right now, he wasn't ready to play 80 minutes in the number 10 jersey. I think the coaches know how valuable he is. He's one of the most valuable players in world rugby. On any given day, he can score the most points in a test match. We've seen it before. He scored the most points in a single game for the Springboks before. Incredible player, incredible ceiling. I just think maybe for this game it could have been Pollard at 10 with Marnie off the bench, or Marnie at 10 with Sasha off the bench. I really think Marnie would have just pulled the strings a little bit better. It looked a little bit frantic at times, and I will say I thought Sasha Mngomezulu was one of the main reasons why it looked a bit frantic. A few silly mistakes as well, a few missed tackles. But that being said, us as a fan base, we can't go now and say, oh, Sasha's not the guy for us. He's not the future Springbok number 10, because he is. He's the game changer. He's the future World Cup winner. That's what he is. That is his quality. He's just come back from an injury now. We have to give him the benefit of the doubt. There's still 3 more games for him to get back to his best, and a lot more games this year as well. So a 4 out of 10, but I see a lot more 9 and 8 out of 10s, maybe a 10 out of 10 down the line if you can just sort those things out, because realistically this year has not been his best rugby year from a performance perspective. But I think that's good, because maybe along the line I thought that maybe he's trying to do too many things by himself, but that is Sasha Mngomezulu. He's going to do those things. He's going to be spectacular sometimes, and when it doesn't work out, it's going to be a 4 out of 10. But moving on to number 11, Kurtley Orense. Can't really give him a score, so I've gone for a 6 out of 10. Got an injury early on, probably won't play next week, so I think a guy like Ethan Hooker or Kanan Moody, probably Ethan Hooker will come in for him in the number 11 jersey. Won't be mad about that, but Curtly Orense will be missed. He is one of those quality players I'm talking about that can just get the job done, do some really good things on the field, and probably one of the perfect guys to play against Will Jordan. But it'll be a very unique battle with Ethan Hooker if he does play against Will Jordan as well, so that's going to be very fun to watch. Moving on to number 12, Damien De Lindy. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. I'm literally putting the scores down as we speak here, so I'm going with it right now, thinking out the top of my head. So if you guys do disagree, let me know down below in the comments, let me know why. This channel, this whole community here, it's a very positive one. We don't like to put hate in the comments. We don't like fighting with each other. It's actually I'm really happy with what the channel's been recently in the comments, and I really appreciate obviously the subscribers, you guys that watch this, how you guys have been positive and just conversational in the comments as well. Springboks and All Blacks fans as well, I really do appreciate it. So a 7 out of 10 for Dale Lindy, because I thought he was good. I didn't think he was great, but I thought he was good today. If I do 0.5s, it probably would have been a 6.5, but he had some very good moments in the game, some key game-breaking moments as well. I don't think he costed the team at all, so a 7 out of 10 for Damien De Lindy. Now, moving on to number 13, JC Kriel. I've gone for a 4 out of 10 as well. I thought JC Kriel was absolutely nowhere today. JC Kriel, one of the most consistent players in Springbok rugby history. One of the most consistent players. I really don't know if the Springboks should play him next week. I really don't know, because right now it looks like Etzebeth and Dale Lindy might be a better centre combination. We have to start thinking about the now, not the past. We have to start thinking about the now. Is JC Kriel still that guy? He probably is. I just thought he had a bad day today. But still, I would like to see Etzebeth and Dale Lindy play a few more games together, because they've been really good every single time they are on the field together. JC Kriel, 4 out of 10. Didn't see him much. Of course, moved to the wing. Didn't get the ball much either. Missed a few tackles, a few silly moments as well. He will look to bounce back from this next week if he is given an opportunity. Number 14, Cheslin Kolbe. I've gone for, let me think about this one, an 8 out of 10. I've gone for an 8 out of 10 for Cheslin Kolbe. Once again, didn't get the ball enough. When he had the ball, he was dangerous. He was physical in defense. Smashed Will Jordan a few times. Smashed a few guys a few times. Very good in the aerial battle. And it's very hard to see why we lost so badly if you look at some of the individual performances. But then you realize it's just those little fine margins, those 2 or 3 moments that we couldn't capitalize on, where the All Blacks just got the better of us. That's why we lost this game. So an 8 out of 10 for Cheslin Kolbe. Maybe a little bit high. Maybe probably is a 7 out of 10, but kicked really well off the tee. You need guys like that in the team as well. Did very good in the aerial battle, but still needs to do more. Needs to get the ball in the hand a lot more, and I think that's up to the guys around him. I think the forwards today also didn't lay the foundation for the number 9 or the number 10 very well. Once again for Sasha Mngomezulu, not given the ball in the best position. So the 4 out of 10 isn't just for him. It's the guys around him that didn't put him in the best positions either. So 4 out of 10 for Kriel, 4 out of 10 for Sasha, 8 out of 10 for Cheslin Kolbe. And for Damian Willemse at number 15, I'm going to go for an 8 out of 10. I thought he was really good today. Brilliant under the high ball. Brilliant physically. He currently is the best backline player for the Springboks. No doubt about it. I mean, if he caught that ball on the fly from the kickoff and scored a try there, would have probably been a 9 out of 10 here. But I see there's a few things he still can do, but he was absolutely brilliant. I actually think an 8 out of 10 might be a little bit low for Damian Willemse, and an 8 out of 10 might be a little bit high for Cheslin Kolbe, but still, an 8 out of 10 for Damian Willemse, a great performance from him. Once again, not one of the reasons why the Springboks lost. It's the team reason why we lost, not individual performances. Moving on to the bench, I've gone for a 5 out of 10. Realistically, the bench front row came on, didn't make much of an impact. No real impact from Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Gerard Steenkamp, Zachary Porton at scrum time. Etzebeth by himself had a very good impact in the game. Pieter-Steph du Toit didn't have enough game time. Marco van Staden, straight on, yellow card. They score a try. Very shocking that. Kobus Reinach as well on yellow card, poor decision making. Mani Lebok had no opportunity to do anything. So a 5 out of 10 for the bench, and that is my player ratings for the Springboks against the All Blacks. Please stay tuned for the team of the week coming out tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot more content from this game. We still have the Lions game versus the All Blacks coming up. We still have who we think the Springboks should pick against the All Blacks next week, and I can assure you I will be picking a few changes for that game. So thank you so much for all the support. Let me know your player ratings and your man of the match down below in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.